Hello, this is Rick from TC Paintball. You're listening to The Eric Zane Show, a show where the host makes the audience create intros, complains about them, and then refuses to play the correct ones. And now, because I'm required to, here's Eric Zane.
Well, now. I wish I could do that. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures Monday through Friday right here. Right off the top, the Facebook ban is in the books. I have served my 30 days. 30 days in the hole. Ooh, 30 days in the hole. Great song. Humble Pie. So we are now nearly 24 hours since the end of our last incident. 24 consecutive hours, nearly incident-free. I am trying to keep it that way. Posted a nice picture of my father and I. Listen on Wednesday for Dear Meathead. So there you go. Nice and simple. Nobody said any smart-ass comments that pissed me off and wanted me to kick some ass. So, all right, good. I feel good about that. So, hello to each and every one of you who enjoy the show live. If you do enjoy the show live, as we do it from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio, keep in mind that I would still love you to subscribe to the audio podcast. You can go to my website and click on free podcast and then subscribe, or just search my name wherever you download podcasts and then subscribe to it. That actually helps me immensely. So, subscribe on more than one platform. That would be fantastic. Whatever it is, all these things help the show grow. That's what it is all about. So, all right. Facebook brought to you by Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. We're back in the saddle again. Twitter. A video on Twitter, at Eric Zane Show on Twitter, brought to you by Blue Frost IT, and then the almighty YouTube, if that's what you choose. That is brought to you by My Policy Shop Insurance, independent insurance agent broker. More information at buyinsurancehere.com. Click the subscribe button, bell notification, thumbs up, and off you go. If you ever want to correspond with me, the quickest, easiest way, if you do not have my cell phone number, and a lot of you do, if you do have my cell phone number, I actually don't care if you use that. If you text me at any time, you might have to say, hello, this is so-and-so. I know most of you, but some of you, I may have given you my cell phone number, and then I'm like, wait, I didn't save this one. So I don't give a shit. Text me. People are like, oh, my God, don't give out your cell phone number. Like, well, no, I have many times to people that I care to talk to. So, sometimes it's just easier that way. I can always ignore it, But if you want to correspond via email on the Shoreliners Striping inbox, shorelinerstriping.com for Stripe in the parking lot, email me anytime, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I love the correspondence. Lately, I love how I have actually made some of you who are like, oh, no, I love Zane's old show, Free Beer and Hot Wings. I actually have convinced some of you that there is life beyond that. I'm trying to get you to ditch that shit, and so that you're not so fucking bored all the time. Thank you for those who have tried to rid themselves of that habit, either by canceling your stupid, whatever they term their subscription service. Now, you can get it for free about anywhere. Why are you paying for that, first of all? So, thank you. And as well, just for sending along stories that you think are interesting. So, all right. A lot to get to today, including Dear Meathead. By the way, sorry that I'm late. Little bit slow today. But Dear Meathead happens with my dad in about 47 minutes. Okay. If you have a question for my dad for Dear Meathead, brought to you by JM Synthetics, please send it along. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. We've got a few. And if by any chance I don't use your question, please don't let that discourage you. You can always resend it later on, or I'll just catch it next week, things like that. So there you go. I'm blown away by something I saw today. It is a screen test for an actor who, in the event, I think that this is, I don't think this is a green lit movie project, but there is a impressionist voice actor by the name of Jamie Costa. Never heard of Jamie Costa before. You will one day. And I'm just going to play for you a little bit of a clip that I thought was incredible. When I started to play the what I'm about to play for you, I thought, oh, okay, well, they're playing a clip of the original actor and what they were known for, like a clip from a show that they were on, to compare it to Jamie Costa. And then I said, okay, they're using this as a baseline so that I can get an idea of what the person who originally would have been in the scenario, how they spoke, and then comparing it. That's not true at all. This is actually Jamie Costa playing Robin Williams. The scene is on the set of Mork and Mindy, that show from the early 1980s. Really kind of put him out into the forefront of the world. You know, he started getting those movie roles after this stupid sitcom. And the lady who played Mindy, Pam Dauber, in this clip is trying to get his attention because she wants to break the news to him that John Belushi had died. I guess the night of that Belushi died, Robin Williams was with John Belushi. 35-second clip. Lady who's playing Pam Dauber is coming into the dressing room where some lady is trying to fix his hair for the scene on Mork and Mindy. All right, on the screen test. And he's just acting frantic as always, all coked up as he was. But listen to how much he sounds like him.
Oh, calling Orson. Come here, Orson.
Robin?
I gotta try another thing here. More calling Orson. Come in, your fatitude. Lord. Hello, Orson. Falling asleep on the job again, Lord. No, your immenseness. Just working on my report on dreams. Dreams? Well, dreams are a beautiful aspect of human culture. In fact, it happens when you're at night and you close your eyes and all kinds of images happen, and it's really bizarre. Well, let's try this one. Well, it depends on who you ask. If you ask Cinderella, she might sing it to you and say,
Robin?
A dream is a wish your heart...
Robin!
Holy shit. Okay. And, you know, he looks like a young Robin Williams. I know I just played you the audio. It wasn't like you could watch a visual along with that. But in your mind, you were seeing Robin Williams, and he looks like Robin Williams, too. I mean, he's, it's just, I can't get over it. I am excited about if this ever does get greenlit and made into a biopic. And I guess that's being discussed and nothing's for sure. But I mean, when you've got a pedigree type of performance like that, my gosh. Jamie Costa, the name of the dude. He's 31. He's an actor, filmmaker, comedian, impressionist from North Carolina. Not much. I don't know much about this guy. I don't know anything about. I'd never heard of this guy until this. Very short Wikipedia entry. A lot of animated features. And my God, people. This headline from People says, Fans are blown away at the spot-on acting and impression or impersonation. It's more than an impersonation. He's acting as Robin Williams. I freaking love this shit, man. When people are so good at something, so immersed in it that they become the person. It's freaking amazing. Like Joaquin Phoenix in what the hell was that movie called? Start the Job. He played Wayland Johnny Cash. Ring of Fire. That's it. Joaquin Phoenix and what's the chick's name? Kate Hudson. Reese Witherspoon. You see? You thought I was falling off there, but I know everything about this. Ring of Fire. Walk the line. Fuck! Walk the line, son of a bitch! Shit, I thought I had that one. Well, anyway, you get what I mean. What do they call that? Method acting? When they just dive into it? I don't know if that's... I think method acting means you become the person even when they say cut, and then you still behave. I mean, how weird would that be? If you're like a normal human being and not some twisted actor who has to get into this a frame of mind where all the time... What's the guy's name from There Will Be Blood? Sir Walter Reed? Milkshake! God dang it. What's that jerk's name? Milkshake. I drink your milkshake. Daniel Day-Lewis. Hey, I got that one on my own. He did that. I think it took years off of his life because he was so dove into the part. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented Ed Ryan is in attendance. Writer extraordinaire, multimedia personality, Radio Inc. magazine. He reached out to me and said, hey, man, did you cancel your show? I haven't seen it on Facebook. And I'm like, no, man, I got... And that was actually a day and a half ago when he reached out to me. And I'm like, no, I got suspended for 30 days because I threatened to strangle somebody. So I'm back. But the show is moving to Twitch, the live aspect. Like this will be happening on Twitch. Twitch has said, okay, well, let's get together and let's do this. That will be happening. More details as they come to me. All right. But I am just really excited about this Jamie Costa and this Robin Williams thing. Fans are blown away. This 5-minute clip put up to his YouTube channel on Tuesday titled Robin, like all caps, like that would be the title of the film, test footage scene. And viewers were quick to applaud the actor's spot-on take of Williams. The clip, directed and edited by Jake Lewis, features Costa as Williams on the set of Mork and Mindy in 1982. I told you all that. Man. The scene struck a chord with fans who said on Twitter they would love to see more of Jamie Costa as Robin Williams. Yeah, that is really, really great. Williams died by suicide in 2014. In August of this year, his son Zach marked the 7th anniversary of his dad's death with a tribute on social media. Dad, 7 years ago today, you passed on. Zach wrote, sharing a photo of Williams, the joy and inspiration you brought to the world carries on in your legacy and in your family, friends, and fans you love. You live to bring laughter and help others. I'll be celebrating your memory today. Love you forever. That is touching. I think that if I was a family member or someone close to Robin Williams and then that movie came out, I mean, that would be quite an experience to see that, you know? Someone capturing someone so well, a skilled professional, being able to pull off that type of impersonation. In fact, I'll give you a quick look as to how he looks when he's in costume. But that is Jamie Costa right there from the film. So you get an idea right there as to what he looks like. All right. Dennis says, "Good morning. Very happy to be back on Facebook." Well, what's the difference? I mean, I'm that's great, but I mean, you were watching the show on YouTube. Is it not as good on YouTube? Isn't it like the same damn thing? John says, John, who is known as the Fat Dave Grohl, he made the music to start the show. He writes, Hot Wings' biggest talent is making friends with Greg in college. Aw, I actually feel a little bad about that. I don't have a beef with Hot Wings. I do make fun of him all the damn time. I was born to do that, but I'm not doing it because I don't like him. Greg, I don't like at all. I would love to punch that guy right in the nose. Old Drippy G. All right. Jim Carrey did an awesome job becoming Andy Kaufman. That people who actually knew and hated Andy felt the same way about Jim Carrey on set. Yeah, that was another spectacular performance. You're absolutely right. Tio says, I like to watch on YouTube when watching live because I have premium and I can listen to the show live without having to keep my screen on. Yes, you will be able to do that when we go on to Twitch, too. And if you like to watch the replay, when I'm done on Twitch, it will be pushed out to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And, you'll still be able to see it. But if you want it live in the moment, it will be on Twitch only. And there's going to be a tweak because I had made you all follow twitch.com/Eric Zane. But we decided that since the logo was going to say Eric Zane Show Live, we're changing the page. So what I'm going to need you to do. Remember how I told you go to twitch.com/Eric Zane? Well, that is all out the window. I need you to go to a different website and do the same thing that you did before. Subscribe, hit the little heart. You're like, wait, what? Yeah, we changed that. You see, already, you get more than one head in the mix. And already, heartache. Oh, my God. Controversy. Twitch.com/Eric Zane Live. Forget twitch.com/Eric Zane. Right this minute, go to twitch.com/Eric Zane Live and subscribe there. Oh, my God. Lisa Swearinga is here. Miss ya. Chris says, good thing I didn't bother signing up yet. You don't have to sign up. You just like the page, dummy. Stevie says, are you going to be able to tell us how to sign up with our Prime account? Absolutely. Yes. Yes. I will fill you in on how that works. I am not that far yet. Another meeting today. All right. So there you go. Twitch.com/Eric Zane Live. Brian says, that's it. I'm out. Brian, where have you been? I have been trying. Are you still in the mix for some type of marketing for what it is you want me to market? It's been way too long. We were at the precipice. We were right there of getting you to marketing on the show. And the show's like 3 times as big now as it was back then. And the price is still the same. So, I mean, seriously, get off of your ass and let's do this. You know? All right. Some of you are familiar with the radio show in Detroit, Michigan, and I think it's syndicated to other markets called Jay and Chuck the Freak. This month, the month of October, is Jocktober, which is the old Opie and Anthony bit that Carl from Who Are These Podcasts has kind of inherited. Each week in October, he puts a show out once a week. He reviews a radio show. Normally, he reviews podcasts. But in October, he reviews radio shows. In fact, 1 year ago, he reviewed your old pal Eric Zane. And it was terrible. But because of that, I have made friends with that entire group, and that has led to some amazing things. So I'm thankful. I was asked to participate in this upcoming episode as they review the world famous Dave and Chuck the Freak. Okay. Apparently they're on in Tampa. I know they're on in Boston. And, this will be my third appearance on Who Are These Podcasts. And I don't want to shoot my wad yet on this, because I want to save it for the show that we're recording live on Discord Friday. But this radio show replaced probably the show that has had the most influence on me professionally. Drew and Mike. I was so consumed by how the Drew and Mike show did radio back in the 90s when I first experienced them. And then they worked in Detroit all the way up until, I don't know, 2015. I'm not really sure the timeline. They were replaced by Dave and Chuck the Freak. And I, to this day, kind of don't understand. But, okay, so it's very, very personal to me. The Drew and Mike show had a huge influence on me. And so much so that I had to be very, very careful not to try to sound too much like them. Drew and Mike. Like, I would so glommed on to what they were creating that speaking patterns, words used, I had to all right, rein it in. Too much. You're trying too much. It's influencing you too much. So, because of that effort, though, trying to capture what they do and how they do it, it had a huge impact on me. To my benefit, it ended up working out quite well. So while that show was doing its thing, there was another show on a radio station in Windsor, Canada called Dave and Chuck. That's the show, Dave and Chuck the Freak. And they established a following of younger audience. And the only thing I can figure they were able to, that happened here in Detroit, was Drew and Mike were shown the door and Dave and Chuck brought in an unceremonious fashion. Very odd. And I'm like, why? Because Drew and Mike were at the tip top of the ratings pile. Dave and Chuck were trying to get to the top. So in a risky move, which I guess in hindsight it worked, but I still hated it, they fired Drew and Mike and brought in Dave and Chuck the Freak. So they destroyed the entire Drew and Mike audience, wiped them out, ripped the room down to the studs, I like to describe it as, and then brought Dave and Chuck in, just plopped their audience right into Morning Drive on 101 WRIF. Thank you, Ed. So from my own personal perspective, the idea, I guess, here was, first of all, saving money. Drew and Mike, expensive show, and radio, a business that was bleeding money, still is. You bring in Dave and Chuck, you pay them a fraction of what you paid Drew and Mike, that they are still happy with, because they're not making any money. And then you suddenly you've shifted the audience age from an older crowd to a younger crowd. You've bought yourself years. I hated the move. I still hate the move. Business-wise, it made sense. However, you are getting a shittier show, in my opinion. Not as good of a show. Nothing personal against these people. Well, no, a little bit personal because, like I said, I really identified with Drew and Mike for a lot of years. I look up to that show immensely. So when I was told, Eric, we're reviewing Dave and Chuck the Freak, you're up. I'm like, fuck yes. Isn't that, what's the name of that character that Jimmy Norton does? Fuck yes. What's his name again? I don't know. Very important to point out for context that, and Ed from Radio Inc., I guess I'm telling this story with the right guy hearing it. Mike passed away a few years ago. Drew continues on doing the podcast, still calls it the Drew and Mike Show, which happens a lot of the time. You get like a brand there. And he openly acknowledges that. As the years went on prior to Mike's death, I ended up making friends with him, and we had quite a few phone conversations, which were very nice. I'm also blessed to be able to have some type of correspondence with Drew from the show. So I'm happy about that. But I listened to Dave and Chuck, and I actually know one of the guys on there, Andy Green, is a wonderful human being. But I guess my problem I have many, many issues with the show. Many issues. Oh, my God. So many problems with this show. And I'm going to explain them in a Jocktober edition of Who Are These Podcasts on Friday. It'll be published on Sunday. Kyle writes, does radio look for ratings? Shares similar to TV. 1849 is gold. Over 50, don't care about. I think radio, the wheelhouse is 25.54. You win 25.54, you're there for life. And Dave and Chuck win it all. And I guess my question is, I can't believe it. Or, I mean, how? That's not a question. Can't believe it. I can't believe how. And it's just, it's quite unbelievable. I mean, the first thing people are going to say about me is you sound like a bitter old man when you're talking about it. It's like, yeah, I know, man. But this is how Jocktober goes. It's an air check session. Okay. And I've talked to you about those air check sessions. So I will be the PD. Harsh. It's a roast is what it is. So none of that gets taken personally. It better not. I mean, I didn't take it personally when they roasted me. So, but I am excited about it. All right. And again, I don't want to tip my hand as to what I'm going to talk about on that, but that's all coming up. The Halloween display from hell. Oh boy. I don't understand this one. This is rough. And it happened right like near here where I live. There is a community right here in West Michigan where there is a display set up where, like, for Halloween, if you drive by, you see the usual run-of-the-mill stuff, maybe the witch who hitched the tree, whatever, tombstones. That's Halloween. My sweet neighbor, Etta, has a beautiful display up there, and she says, a witch. She's got on the door, a witch, and her little goblins live here. Okay, great. Well, in this community, in the Grand Rapids area, Walker is the name of the town right next to Grand Rapids. You got like the tombstones, pumpkins, weird, like crime tape. So, all right. And then there's like those little placards with numbers on them, like maybe like shell casings were there. I don't know. And then there is a silhouette of a person on the glass that says, help us. And then there's, oh my God, little gory, some bloody handprints on the glass. And what it looks like someone left some sporting goods on the porch. In fact, I'll share this with you so you can see it all. This is how it looks. All right. There you go. All there. And the headline gives it away. Uh-oh. This is screwed up. My gosh, check this out. 20 years ago, well, a little under 20 years ago, it happened in 2003. This home was the scene of a horrible triple homicide. Remember I said there's sporting goods, a baseball bat leaning against the porch? The guy who did the killings killed his family with a baseball bat and a butcher knife. What the hell? This did not happen that long ago. This is just before I moved to West Michigan. The lunatic is John Seisling. John Seisling is serving 3 life sentences. He was 17 when he did this, when he killed his family, okay? And he was one of these guys that there was a federal thing passed down that says that if you're a juvenile when you're given a life sentence, the sentence has to be reviewed or thrown out and you have to be resentenced. The whole juvenile lifer serving a life sentence without parole, you were eligible to seek a lesser sentence. Well, they ended up reviewing this guy's sentence. They go, no, nothing here is worth even reviewing. Go back to prison for life. There is no life. There is no getting out of prison after this. And I, for the life of me, cannot figure out what the homeowner here is thinking. So this maniac, John Seisling, beat his mom and teen sister with a baseball bat and stabbed them with a kitchen knife. This is all very gruesome. Some of you are going to be triggered by this. Before he plunged the blade into his crying 6-year-old sister's throat. 20 years after the killings, the neighbors are shocked and outraged by a display outside the house on Walker Avenue Northwest near 4 Mile Road. 3 gravestones surrounded by police tape, an evidence marker by a baseball bat on the porch, the front door silhouettes on the glass with "Help Us" written in dripping red paint. The builder of the display, some crazy bitch named Amanda, who did not want her last name published, was unapologetic. She grew up in the house, which has been in her family for decades. Wait, what? It's a Halloween decoration, she said. She remembers the bloodbath that she had to clean up after investigators finished their work. There is still blood inside the house that she cannot reach. The Seislings, where the 17-year-old lived, rented the house and were friends of this Amanda who put up the display. So she was renting the house to these people. The crazy triple homicide goes down. And here she is like, yeah, what? It's a Halloween decoration. She writes, everyone in the area knows what happens here. Just the mention of the address raises eyebrows. Drivers slow down, staring and pointing, with people sometimes yelling as they pass, she said. Yeah, they're yelling, fuck you, you crazy bitch. For Amanda, the house, as she describes it, a Walker legend, as she put it, is where she raised her children. So apparently she moved back into the house where the triple homicide occurred and that's it. We know some people might look at it and say, oh my God, this is my way of saying it's her way of saying we are well aware. Stop screaming at us when you're driving past my house. What? I don't understand what's going on here. Seisling killed his mom, who was 42 at the time, Sharon, and sisters Caitlin, 15, and Leah, 6, on January 22nd, 2003. I can't even unpack any more of these details of the murder. I've already done enough. John Seisling, now 36, was 17. Kent County Circuit Judge Mark Trusek upheld the state's harshest sentence late last month. He said he had seen nothing as horrific as this case. Kathy Gordon was a classmate to the 15-year-old who would have graduated with her at Kennewa Hills local high school. She said the tragedy struck hard. For days, students cried and sought help from school counselors. So, you got this young person now making this comment, and then this crazy Amanda bitch. I mean, somebody needs to fucking drive over the display with their car, or I don't know, pour gas on the grass, and I can't even talk. What the fuck? Probably not a good idea for me to encourage that. For days, students cried and sought help from school counselors. She said everyone heard what happened, but the violence was hard for high schoolers for students to take it in. The morning of the murders, all bus drivers were told to avoid that street due to the caution tape scene. So she's basically just recreating the crime scene. My bus, unfortunately, had no choice but to go on that street. We saw the caution tape scene. It was like something out of a movie. How horrific. She said the current display made her want to vomit and was truly unacceptable. She said it dishonors the victims. It is truly disgusting, especially since the crime hits close to home. My God, why? I don't understand why this Amanda chick, who's been in this house forever, I mean, think about it. What a crazy, sick, psychotic bitch this is. Amanda said that the display was not intended to hurt anyone. Oh, my God. Well, what did you expect was going to happen? People are going to go, yeah, okay. In a way, this twisted fat ass said it brought closure, especially for her daughter, who was a friend of the youngest victim. What? That family that lived there, that family was our friends. Amanda said, I'm not going to sweep it under the rug and act like it didn't happen. And no one's asking you to do that, but also to make this stupid display. This is horrible. Leah, the 6-year-old, was a friend of my daughter. We went to their funerals. What? Oh, my God. I've never heard of a more macabre, morbid thing in all of my life. This is the type of thing that actually makes me want to go protest there. And I am definitely not a go there and protest guy. So she's sympathetic. She loves the family, but she puts up this horrible display because I don't want to sweep it under the rug. I mean, she's literally gaining nothing from this. She's not charging anybody for this, which is, I think this makes it even more twisted. She said she was not sensationalizing the killings. John Seisling is the one who committed the ultimate atrocity. She said, I don't know. I think you should be right there in jail with him. We're not heartless. We're not monsters. No, I think you are. I think you are a psycho. But it happened. This is my way of saying I am absolutely aware of what happened here. Is that needed? You need to tell everybody, hey, I'm aware of what happened here? She said she welcomes anyone to talk to her about it. Come knock on my door, then ask me what I had to clean up. Maybe this is my way of dealing with it. Oh, God. Wow. Talk about inviting more attention. Sarah Rook Ruck Rouge says, how about a nice memorial of beautiful photos of the family? Instead, you're recreating the crime scene. Melinda says, do we know why he murdered them? No. I think you just have a sick, twisted soul who killed his family. A 42-year-old mother and 2 sisters. Chris says, dark humor is like food. Not everybody gets it. Are you suggesting that this is A-okay? I hope not. Jason says, dark humor. Nobody take it serious. Well, okay, here's the thing, though. You got to look at the fact that this is a traumatic thing that affected these people very horribly. And, you're going to get a person who at the time that this happened was extremely young, probably. And, then they see that shit. That might trigger something horrible for them. I would never want that to happen. So Jason Schaefer, I think you might have earned another time out there. What the hell is your problem? He writes, maybe they were asking for it. Jason says, just drove past the house yesterday. I understand, but it's dark humor. I understand that it's dark humor, but yikes. Yeah, I don't think you deserve it. Ruth says, what's really crazy is how many people support the homeowner's decision to create such a horrific display. Ugh, God. Josh says, I missed the first part of the story. Is it too early to ask if they're okay? Now that joke doesn't work here, you idiot. Lisa lives in the area. She says, this is in my community. She thinks it's okay. Talk about the homeowner. Lisa also adds, Eric, I am disgusted by this bitch. I remember when the murders happened. Wow. What an absolute animal. Sam M. writes, it's fine, Zane. Go get your crying towel. Hold on a second here. Let me ask you something. Do you not have any ability to even try to wrap your mind around what I'm trying to say? So you're telling me that if you're 10 years old and your friend who lived in that house was slaughtered, you just shrug when you saw that? Is that what you're telling me? What that shows me is you have a slight degree of, you have some psychopathic tendencies yourself. The inability to absorb and feel what another person feels. It's called empathy, you dumb motherfucker, and you have none. Fucking A, man. All right, I got to pee. I'll be back in just a second. And I need a timeout for myself after that shit. Hang on. Split today fast. I'm wearing a grout fit. This is what my daughter calls it, a grout fit. Gray top, gray hoodie, gray sweatpants. It's pretty much been my outfit for, the past 3 years. Joe Morin writes, Eric, I was listening to yesterday's Patreon bonus podcast. I heard about all the food you consumed after your workout. It was on Monday. I ate way too much again. I did well. up until post-workout. You ate more after your workout than I consumed during my 100-mile run. Yeah, well, first of all, you look unhealthily skinny. There are photos of people, on the last train to Auschwitz who look more healthy than you do because you're so damn skinny. So shut the fuck up. He says, I hope you can get help before Michael Ball bears you badly. I think you meant, please, why don't you edit your emails? Beat you badly in the Grand Rapids Half Marathon. I will be the guy lapping you while running the full marathon. Have a great day. See you Sunday. Signed, Joe Morin. Asshole. Okay. Let's see. Bonnie writes, if the murder scene recreation upsets someone, they can go to their safe space. Oh, God. What? Seriously? Sam writes, easy guy, just trolling you. Melinda says, I wonder if that house is haunted. Yeah, that would freak me out, man. The fact that there's still blood in places where you can't reach. How? Get a fucking ladder, you stupid idiot. Justin writes, I love it when Zane tells it how it is. Thank you. It's a gift. Dear Meathead, brought to you by JM Synthetics with my 87-year-old father in just a bit. I will be on Patreon a little bit later on today for it's kind of like the after show. You know, this one concludes, and then each day after it, I do the Patreon bonus podcast. You know, some of you have the opportunity to listen to shows all day long. Okay. And if you listen to mine and you like it, and you think, hey, man, that Patreon will do great for me because I need more to listen to. You know what you're getting with me, at least. You don't have to search for a new show. I put 15 hours of content up there each and every day. In fact, the lovely, multi-talented Kate is taking on Dale in Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia today. I'll be posting that. Patreon.com/Eric Zane is where you will find it. Eric Zane, all one word, and that's Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. $5 or $10 a month. $5 is all the audio and the audio archive. $10 a month is all of that, plus the video archive, and the live streams. I suggest just trying it out for $5 a month. You know, a little trial period. And then you're like, yep. I think I can grow to like this, or I like this enough. You can convert it to a yearly, and I'll save you 10%. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. The open and the live stream brought to you this time around by Bennett Flooring Installation. If you are in West Michigan, check out Bennett Flooring Installation. Now, they will rip out the old stuff for you, whether it be carpet or flooring, whatever it may be. But I recommend doing all that grunt work yourself. And then when it comes to putting the flooring down, Bennett Flooring Installation does it for you. And you'll end up saving a lot of money because all that labor and time is you're covering that. Call or text 616-318-0167. 616-318-0167. Get the room measured today. Got a licensed independent insurance agent /broker. Very busy this time of year, but he wants to talk to you. Call or text Frank Jude Fuss from My Policy Shop Insurance at 616-914-4070. Insurance is tricky business, and if you're buying it through the marketplace coming up at the November enrollment period, or if you are taking advantage of the Medicare system, you or someone you love who is of age, Don't do this alone. Frank can help you navigate all of the steps, and it won't cost you a dime. That's what I love the most about My Policy Shop Insurance. Call or text 616-914-4070. Say, Frank, Zane sent me help. That's all you got to do. Or when you go to buyinsurancehere.com, which is the site he set up for listeners of this show, fill out the info, and he'll take care of the rest. He will contact you. Doesn't matter where you are in the United States. Fill it out or call him. This is one of my sponsors that works anywhere. MyPolicyShopInsurance.com. There is comedy coming to the area all the time. FullHouseComedy.com. Tomorrow, Chris Kattan, Spectrum Lanes. Also, he is appearing at Billy's Lounge on October 15th and the Back Alley Comedy Club on October 16th. Also, Steve Hofstetter happens October 15th at the Park Theater. Tommy Davidson is in town October 17th at Billy's Lounge. And Bill Bellamy makes an appearance October 17th at the Park Theater. For all of these shows, go to fullhousecomedy.com, click on events, and buy your tickets. And you are supporting a longtime sponsor, Big Dick Donnie Veltman. All right, so there you go. Thank you so much to the sponsors. Ron writes this. This is interesting. Hi, Eric. I am a new listener to your show. I am enjoying it. I was actually an intern for your morning show in Knoxville back in 2000. Holy shit. I do not recall. Ron, can you do me a favor, buddy? Because I need to bring you in here. I'm going to talk to my dad in like seconds. But will you email me, eric@ericzaneshow.com, and then I will send you a link to this stream, and you can join me right here. All you need is your phone or a laptop or a computer or desktop. Doesn't matter. And your time. I would love to talk to you. That would be so fun because I don't recall, and you can help me. Wow. He says, I was an assistant coach for the swim team. I was 35 years old then. You were 35 then, so you must be like 100 years old now. All right, email me. I got to talk. I need. It's a fact-finding mission. And be warned, I don't remember fuck about this. All right, but until then, I got to bring Dad in here. As usual, Dear Meathead brought to you by JM Synthetics, online at jmsynthetics.com. Go there, figure out what you want to buy. Call up Jason Mays, 616-747-0233, and say, this is what I want, and it shows up at your front door. It's that simple. All right. Wait, hey, guy.
Good morning, son.
Dad, how are you?
I'm doing well, and how about yourself?
Doing great. I hear Joanne there. Hello, Joanne.
Hi, honey.
Joanne's always here alongside of me.
Dad, last week when we were doing this show, we talked about removing the stump.
Yeah.
And we were, okay, here we go. We're going to do this. And tell everybody how it went, Dad.
Well, it really went great because, first of all, that stump has been there for 20 years.
Maybe more.
Maybe more. I thought that was going to be one heck of a project.
Right. So did
but
I.
Instead, the temperament of the air and the water and the rain that had fallen on that thing all these years, we actually pull the stump out by hand.
Yeah, you made one cut with that saw, and it was like cutting into a loaf of
It would have
bread.
taken me forever to cut that with that saw. And it didn't really do anything. And we decided, no, we ain't going to do that. We're going to start digging. Am I right?
No, you're 100% right. You kind of just reached in there with your hands and pulled it up.
Yeah. And then it came out in huge chunks.
Dad, yep.
And you decided, well, you're going to dry it out better and then put it in your campfire.
Yeah, it'll take a while to burn because it was like pulling a wet rag out of the ground.
Yeah. Now, you do things methodically. You do things like you study it before you do it, as far as that goes. Even the burning of that wood, you dry it up so carefully and set it aside, and then when it's all dried up after 3 years, you burn it. Now, I would actually throw everything in a fire.
Oh, yeah, you can't.
And the fires that we have over there is so hot that brought off the cactus.
Wait, what was that again? Hot off the cactus?
And then it'll burn the cactus. I mean, never mind.
That's okay. Dad, I wrote down a note there when you were describing it, and you said that the what helped get the stump out was, quote, the temperament of the air and the rain.
Yes. Well, they all have, everything has a temperament.
Gotcha.
Throughout the years of raining on it, and then the sun is heating it up again.
Right.
And every day something is happening to that thing.
Okay.
I actually have been looking at stump for a long, long time.
Yes.
And I kept thinking, man, that's going to be one heck of a job trying to pull it out of there.
Yeah, Mother Nature did the trick.
Hey, my God, I couldn't believe it. And you know what? I almost killed myself once walking over there. My foot caught on it, but I didn't fall. I balanced myself up. And I said, God, this is years ago. I got to get this thing out of there.
Okay.
But no, I kept thinking it was a hard job to do that. Well, it wasn't. It was a piece of cake.
Well, I'm so happy that we got that out, and we took a nice picture. So all good. And
just to think of it, you yourself have been here for several years. You never made an attempt to take that out.
Several years.
Yeah, well, Eric's had the place, 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, 3 or 4 years. You make it sound like 100 years, but okay.
No, well, 4 years is 3 years is a long time.
Right, right.
You
You had it for 40 and you never took it out.
I've had it for about 30 years.
30? You had it longer than that.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we're paying attention to those things.
Hey, I was doing some math, Dad. If my grandkids reach my age and they're still going up there, that will be 100 years.
Wow.